You want to hunt something that's hunting you.
All right, let's get on to the review for Prey. So this just came out this last Friday on Hulu. It was quite enjoyable. I really dug it, actually. Directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who did 10 Cloverfield Lane, another really cool movie. It's a really cool kind of scaled back Predator movie, and I think that works for it. I think the story, it's simple, but it's pretty engaging, and it's a nice short movie, like right at 90 minutes, I think. Maybe an hour and 40 with credits. So not a lot of fat. No boring parts really. Nothing I could think of that kind of slowed the movie down. I was into it the whole time. Great cast. Was it Amber Midthunder is the lead?
Maui. Nita.
Naru, I believe is her name. It was really good. Really good. She kind of starts off, I don't want to say like the cliche, like I gotta prove myself girl. I mean, she does, play it that way, at least at the beginning, but it's earned through the movie. Like, she builds up this, I guess, I don't know, her fighting style or her will to fight more. I mean, she's kind of gung-ho anyway, but she definitely doesn't just give it, given to her. She's not a badass from the get-go. She doesn't have everybody kind of like rooting her on at all, actually. Yeah, she takes her licks through the movie. And earns her way to the position, it's where she finds herself at the end. I'm not going to get into spoilers. I want to keep this kind of vague and let people get a chance to watch it. I'm not trying to break down the whole movie again. I tend to do that, and not what I'm doing here. Her brother, I can't remember his character's name. Dakota Beavers is who plays him, and he's really good too, actually.
No more. This is it?
I dug him a lot, because he's kind of like the, you think kind of the guy who's like part of the guys that are trying to hold her back or hold her down in that the usual way, but he's also so pretty supportive. He loves her, and he kind of is more inclusive and stuff, even though tepidly. The action in the movie's really well done, actually. It was, I'd say, the highlight. The Predator himself is a highlight. It's not like a Predator that we've seen before. I mean, it's enough of what we've seen before that it's still a Predator, but this is, 300 years in the past. They called it the feral Predator. And it is. It's a vicious Predator. He's pretty scary. They made the Predator about as scary as he was in the first one, or maybe, yeah, right in line with that, I would say. I'm not going to say more, because we didn't know what it was in the first one. Having, that what it is going in, they still managed to make him kind of scary. They still built it up really good, but they didn't, they weren't hiding, we know it's a Predator, so they weren't trying to hide that either, and it's kind of cool. You kind of get to see some of the story from, its point of view in a way, and he's kind of figuring things out, since this is supposed to be the first time they've come to Earth, which is fun. I mean, I know they've retconned stuff in the comics, apparently. I definitely have in this movie, which is fine, because I don't know that the comics, as far as, like Fox or Disney is concerned, are in fact canon. There's a lot of stuff I think that we could say about that. But it's fine. I think it worked really well for the movie. And it just, the whole way it's set up, it's got a very good tone. It's got a lot of atmosphere, some really cool set pieces. The violence is there. I will admit, like I say, probably often, or will be saying often, is CGI can pull me out a bit, especially, we'll get to the animals, but even like some of the gore and stuff, you could just, I'm an 80s kid, 90s too, but I love the 80s stuff, and we didn't have CGI back then. You had to, you know, rig a tube up and squirt blood through it with a syringe and stuff like that. And so, you know, you can tell, and I can always spot it pretty quick. I won't say it took me out of it or anything like that. It's noticeable. It's still fun. And they're able to probably do a lot more because it wasn't, you know, practical. I know that there's a lot of labor that goes into that, so I understand to a degree. Like I was mentioning a second ago, or started to, is the animals building up to, you know, they do a cool thing where the predator hunts other things. So I'm not going to get into it too much, but again, we all seen the bear in the trailer. It's pretty, I don't know, pretty dodgy at parts. It's fine. The predator stuff all looks really good. I feel like they put the money where it needed to go, especially. It's serviceable. Some better than others. I'm not going to get into all the animals and stuff like that. Again, I'm not trying to spoil everything. But that's not the, you know, it's not the end of the world. I've seen much worse, and it still didn't fully take me out. It was just kind of not so sure about that, but you know, I can't do better. What am I going to say? Of course, I'm not getting paid to either. All in all, though, I will say, again, Amber Midthunder was cool, especially by the end. I was really invested in her and invested in, like, you know, the final confrontation. I mean, we all know what's going to happen. I'm not spoiling anything. I hope you know that that's coming, but I bought it. I heard a lot of, you know, hate, I think, as the movie's coming out. I'm not a big advocate for, like, woke movies. I really don't care. You can have a message in a movie. Don't beat me over the head with it and stuff. And I just didn't see that because they had a female lead. Everybody jumped onto that. It's like, oh, it's this little, you know, little lady, and she's going to fight the big predator. And it's like, but that was always the point to me of Predator. I think in the opposite way that they did in the original, even this, well, all of them really, but with Arnold and his team of these monsters, they didn't have a chance to get the Predator. It didn't make a difference that they were these big dudes. The Predator still was physically way more, had way more of an advantage than they did. It was about using your wits, being resourceful, and, you know, figuring the Predator out. And I think that's really kind of strongly reiterated in this movie, and it works. She gets pretty badass towards the end, and she's very clever, and I like that, and it worked. So yeah, don't hate on it. See it first before you jump to conclusions. You know, I try to live by that. I don't always, so I'm not perfect. I shouldn't be scolding anybody, but yeah, very good movie, very well made, it's really well shot. There's some great just shots in the movie. Shots I would hang, like, you know, make a poster out of and hang up on the wall. They're really well done, and it's a tight little compact movie, and it's definitely one of the best Predator movies for sure. I'd easily give this a 7. I'm gonna watch it again. It probably will go up. I think I didn't find myself, like, wandering off to look at my phone, which kind of sucks if this one was streaming, because I'd like to see it in theaters. I think it would be good in theaters. I know the sound design was epic. I would love to hear that in a big, you know, movie theater, but unfortunately it's just not the way it went. So, but kind of fortunately, because now I can just watch it over and over again. So it's on Hulu. If you haven't seen it, and I hopefully haven't spoiled it for you, it's definitely worth your time to watch. It's not a long, drawn-out, boring movie. It's not a huge waste of time by any means. It's worth it for sure. So, yeah. 7 out of 10. That might go up. I'll do a ranking. I'm still going to do the other Predator movies. I just haven't been able to get to those this week. It's been a busy week. I did want to get this review out. So, we'll definitely see you next time. I have my review for Bullet Train coming up, so definitely check that one out too. Like, share, subscribe. And I appreciate you watching. See you soon.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.